someone just booked this on Peerspace, so it's not going to
Yeah,
be available anywhere else is definitely a godsend, a blessing. But
big deal.
being able to also go in and list your place on multiple sites gives you much more exposure. Before we
I'm
delve,
also want to say
well, go
like
ahead.
bookings.com is one of the largest platforms that you can use. It's bigger than Airbnb.
Mm,
And a lot of people they sleep on it. I was like, if anything, Airbnb is good because it's safer. They have a little bit more securities and stuff in place. But in terms of volume and leads, because this is a lead business, real estate is a leads business,
mhm.
you know. So if you want to be able to capitalize on that, really focus in on bookings.com. Airbnb could be a second, and VRBO is, I'm biased it, so I don't know.
Can,
VRBO is trash.
can you give us a percentage of, the sites
What
and bookings, the percentage? Airbnb, you might be getting 20% of your bookings from there.
VRBO is less than 5%. The competition is literally between Airbnb and bookings.com.
Mm.
Before I even did the research on bookings.com, I started off with Airbnb and that was the focus in building that platform. So now we're really focusing on building, like we actually have a price manager. He works with us because like I said, every job I can't do myself. So we have a price manager. He does that and he actually has been focusing on bookings.com. So we're like 50-50 on bookings.com, VRBO being the lowest. So yeah.
And then from a pricing perspective, are you letting the market dictate it, or is it based off the demand?
Um it's based on the demand. For instance, what's coming up next March? We already know. Houston Rodeo.
Oh yeah.
That's a big thing. Like we made the most money last year off of Houston Rodeo. So that's definitely something that we look at. We actually have a calendar set up. When Beyonce comes to town, when Taylor Swift comes to town, Houston Rodeo.
Garland Harris.
The gas, the gas.
You can't leave him off your list.
No, it's for real. So well, but to really say it's a bit of both. But you know what? If your unit is better than everyone else in the area, you could determine it because people really want an experience. If you're capable of creating that experience, you could charge pretty much whatever you want within reason.
So before
I
we
think that's what it
continue,
is.
let's talk more about the actual property that you got, specifically the financing about it. We touched on it a little bit. For those that don't know, FHA has a program called the 203K and the 203B, which
Mhm.
allows you to acquire a property with an FHA loan with 3.5% down and go in and make improvements to that property.
That's
Now, they
what's up.
have standards that the property has to meet before they'll even lend you money, but they'll basically lend you the money to purchase the property and the money to rehab the property and live in it, owner occupied, and go from there. So, Issa, let's talk about like the condition your property was in when you first acquired it.
Wow. Yeah. So, like I said, I mean, this property it was in third ward. It was rough. Like it wasn't fenced. One of them was a finished unit. It had mostly everything, and the other one was down to the studs. So first real
It's two
estate,
buildings, right?
it's two buildings,
Two
two
duplexes.
duplexes. It was down to the second one was down to the studs, so it required an entire rehab.